recovered a fumble at the 45. Play action fake, guns one. It is caught. Touchdown, Spartans. The middle, he's got a hit of steam. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bixby. Rolls to his right to pressure as he throws. It's picked off. Interception. It's over. Bixby is the state champion in 6A Division II in Oklahoma.
Hi, everybody, and welcome into the Bixby Spartan Football Coaches Show, sponsored by Midwest Sporting Goods. It's playoff time. Spartans wrap up the regular season on the road at the Indian Bowl, and now, Lauren Montgomery, your guys set their sights on the playoffs against a very familiar team. You go from one familiar team to another to start out the playoffs, and the Lawton Wolverines, we'll get into that in a moment. Let's talk about your guys closing out in style. Nothing strange happened at the Indian Bowl this time, except you guys hung a half hundred.
Yeah, we did have one little fumble that we put on the ground that they scooped and scored, which seems like a prototypical Indian Bowl play. But other than that, we were able to keep most of those at bay, and defense was able to get what I'm calling our fifth shutout on defense. I know we gave up the offensive points in the week before, a special teams touchdown. So anyway, real proud of the way our defense came out and played. Real proud of the way our offense adjusted. They came out in a defense that we hadn't seen from them in a couple of weeks and weren't really anticipating. And so we adjusted well and did some really good things in all three phases of the game.
Yeah, and your guys really they're on an incline. Really, it seems like in every phase of the game. That's
something that we talk about in our program all the time. We talk about playing our best football when we're headed into the playoffs. And I don't know, I feel like we're playing really good football. I feel like our guys are excited. I feel like we've been a good practice team all year. And we're going to have our work cut out for us moving forward this week with Lawton.
Well, you guys win the district and you close out the regular season in style. And that Muskogee team has a lot of athletes. Preparing for a team like that with that type of speed is always critical because you don't see it very often and see those type of athletes. So talk about your practice players of the week.
Yeah, two guys that had really good weeks of practice, really good years of practice, as far as the whole season goes. But Dixon Stacy, he's a senior that moved in last year from Poto. And just a hard-nosed, hard-working kid, and has done an unbelievable job. He was one of our captains, went out for the coin toss on Friday, as well as Blake Smith, a young sophomore, pound for pound, one of the strongest guys on the team, just doing a fine job as a selfless guy that does whatever we need him to do. So proud of those guys, and those guys are helping make us better each week as well.
All right, practice players of the week are sponsored by Chick-fil-A, and we'll come back with your first half highlights from the Indian Bowl when we come back. The Bixby Football Coaches Show is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken. Primo Mitsubishi, where the value always exceeds price. Midwest Sporting Goods. Put some Midwest best on you. Roush Coleman Homes. Improving quality of life, one home at a time. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love for the game. Now in Orthodontics. Live life smiling. Hot Coffee Design. Find us at hotcoffeedesign.com. Advanced Plastics. Building partnerships through willingness, versatility, and knowledge. Car Country by Nelson, where you'll be treated like a superstar. Billings Construction Group. Our service is unequaled. Western Sun Federal Credit Union, TTCU, the credit union, Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Patrick Alford. Matthews Ford, Fleming Construction, Tulsa Bone and Joint, Roofscapes, and by Baker Pools.
For most buyers nowadays, energy efficiency is one of the top things on their list. At Roush Coleman, it's a top priority for us, and our customers are able to live in one of the most energy efficient new homes built. As a result of that, you're going to see that those utility bills are less than anything else you're going to see with a used home or an apartment that you live in.
Well, it's been a busy day of college football. Let's get caught up on the action. First up, Alabama. This play right here shows what eating chicken will do for you. Lots of broken tackles here. It's the chicken.
No idea what you're talking about.
Joey Galloway is here with chicken predictions.
My what?
Touchdown chicken.
Okay, are we filming right now?
Chicken, 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 chicken.
What is going on?
I don't know. Oh, that was weird.
New management.
Start your game day with the new Hash Brown Scramble Bowl from Chick-fil-A.
I've been a proud patient of Dr. Ryan Nallens for the past 5 years with my kids. He really only treats when it's time and he's ready. We came back later and he put braces on my son, who just got them off last week. His teeth look amazing.
Now in orthodontics, we're different. I think the first thing you notice when you walk in the door is going to be an energy and enthusiasm and of a team that really loves what we do, and we like to have fun every day.
What's really been great about Mazda through the years is that they're not afraid to take risk. They will build a car that is more fun to drive. They'll build a car that has better styling. They're partially artists and they're partially race car drivers. We're excited to sell a new Mazda because it simply means that we know that that client got a really great vehicle.
Well, the Spartans head into the Indian Bowl and close out the regular season with the win, and we're about to take a look at the highlights. Your guys are prepared, though, for a lot of talent on their defensive side of the ball.
Oh, no, without a doubt. Two of the best defensive tackles that we've seen all year, and I'm really glad we got to play against those guys. It's a good challenge for our offensive line, and then also a really good outside linebacker, a young sophomore player that I think is going to be one of the better players that we see on down the road the next couple of years. So some really good things in the first half, and let's go ahead and take a look, Mark.
All right, Spartans on the road. They're in Muskogee against the Roughers.
Coming out right here, throwing the ball just a little bit. We hit the out route to Cade Cavender there, and just short of the first down, and they do a good job stopping us on this first drive and cause us to punt. And right there, Trevin Holt right there in the returner's face forces a fumble. Braylon Presley scoops it up, and then immediately we catch Muskogee trying to cover Brennan Presley in man coverage and hit him on the inside slant right there. And then you'll see our defense, Noah West right there doing a good job flying around. Very proud of our defense and what those guys are doing. Muskogee made some plays the other night. We were able to hold on and pressure them and do a really good job. And right here, you'll take a look. Errant snap right here. They stepped out of the back of the end zone, and so a safety for them. And so they gave us the ball back here with really good field position, and we hit Brennan on another slant. Brennan had 4 touchdowns on the evening, and that's his second one right there. And you'll see us on our PAT team doing a nice job. Reese Vernon poking that thing through. Reese Vernon's really doing a good job. We run the speed sweep right here to Brennan Presley. Brennan doing a good job picking up just shy of first down yardage. Mason Williams had a very workmanlike night right here, throwing a comeback on third down to Cade Cavender to the field. That's a big-time throw to the field right there. Split him out there. Good protection right here. You'll notice Ethan Hall. You'll notice Kobe Williams, Noah West, all doing a good job giving us time to hit Brennan Presley down the middle on his third touchdown of the evening. And right here, you'll notice our defense just doing a really good job of spilling everything to the sidelines. And Brody Sarton and Ryan Kerr from their inside linebacker positions doing a good job. Talon Javersack getting a good push inside. And Muskogee doing a good job moving the football, but our defense just continues to bow their neck and make them snap it again. And ends up being a really good thing for us. They missed the field goal on the drive, and that's a good example for our kids of why we keep playing right there. You'll notice Hayden Haynes and Jake Savage from their defensive line positions doing a good job. Ethan Hall doing such a good job from his outside linebacker position. A big play coming out of our own end zone here. We hit Braylon Presley on a little inside zone play. Great block by Noah West. Muskogee gave us a little pressure up the middle. We were able to wash it, get out of that hole there, which was so advantageous. And right here we hit Clayton Barber on the orbit screen and getting good blocking out from our wide receivers. Our wide receivers just really doing a good job. I know Coach Watkins complimented those guys on how physical they were down the field, and you'll see it right there to Brennan Presley. And then we hit Braylon right here, doing a good job of sealing the backside. They gave us an edge pressure blitz, and Noah seals that defensive end, and really kind of a gaping hole. Luke Krieger right here on an excellent catch and run after catch. Good to see Luke making some big plays. He's really been coming on at outside wide receiver for us. And then right here, you'll notice Noah West from his outside linebacker position, stopping the bubble screen. And then right here, Cade Cavender. I believe that was Jordan Reagan. Jordan really doing a good job at corner. Big physical specimen, doing a nice job. And Noah West right here, he was playing a little defensive line in our speed package. Reads the screen, picks it off, and You know, blind hog finds the acorn every now and then right here we catch him in man coverage on Brenton Presley once again, and that takes us into halftime with a 37-7 lead.
All right, so the Spartans taking care of business at the Indian Bowl against Muskogee. We'll come back with your second half highlights next.
Your home from the very start is on a very, very tight schedule. And what that ensures is that something's being done on your home every day. Quality is what our reputation is based on. It's the quality that people expect to get when they buy a home. It's the quality they expect to get when they're making the largest purchase of their life.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day. And our chicken is hand battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
My name is Abigail Bailey. I was at my yearly checkup when I was 12, and we went and got x-rays, and she diagnosed me with scoliosis and that we needed surgery as soon as possible.
Tulsa Bone and Joint was very compassionate. They took their time with us. They answered questions. He was very encouraging.
Dr. Clark helped me see that there is life after spinal fusion. Just because your spine is fused doesn't mean that you can't do what you love to do.
All right, we're back here on the show as the Spartans on the road at the Muskogee Roughers, and 37-7 at the half. I know we've had this talk several times about keeping up the intensity, but you've only given up one touchdown at this point, and it was really kind of one of those fluke plays, strange Indian Bowl type play. But your defense playing at a really high level.
Yeah, defense is playing at a high level, and it just makes everything better when those guys can do their job. They can fly around, and you know, I'm a guy that's been an offensive coordinator in the past, and it's such a nice cushion to have a good defense that can really you can count on getting some 3 and outs, getting you more possessions maybe than you would typically, and that's been really important in our development this year. Starting a young sophomore quarterback and a young offensive line and coming along. So proud of what Coach Flowers and our defensive staff and those players have done buying into our system.
And it's one of those halves you want to keep clean, get out of that place, and keep playing at that level. Let's take a look at your second half highlights. Spartans and the Roughers up 37-7 at this point.
Yeah, and just as you mentioned, we wanted to come out and get a great defensive stop right here, and you'll see Cade Cavender, one of our guys right here, making a great play on the bubble screen, and you'll notice Ethan Hall right there. They try to sprint out, and Carson Chambers, we're in our speed package, just makes an unbelievable one-arm tackle right there on their speedy quarterback. And then we come back right here, and we run a great stretch play, great block by Ryan Kerr and Dalton Perry. They do a good job sealing that edge and get a little space for Braylon Presley, and he outruns everybody like Braylon will. So now you'll start to see some younger guys working in. We thought it was really important for us to get some of those big-time playmakers that are playing on both sides out of the game, and that's just what we did. We had some young guys really step up and do a good job right here. Here's Preston Hiblin, senior wide receiver, doing a good job for us. He's always prepared, always steps up. And then Tyler Long right here, senior tailback, does a good job right here on the tailback screen and ends up being just short. We get a little holding call down there still, but a very big gain. And go back to it on third down, the tailback screen. They were bringing a ton of pressure with our young offensive line, and Tyler ends up getting a touchdown. I think his first varsity touchdown. So very proud of Tyler and what he's doing right here. You'll notice some of our younger guys in. Blake Smith in on that tackle. Tommy Beatty, one of our nose guards getting out there. Nick Waddell, some of those guys right there. And we have a mishandled ball right there on the speed option. And taking it to the fourth quarter right here. Just a great push. Got a lot of young linemen. Kai Roller in there doing a good job at nose guard. Getting a lot of younger guys reps. Levi Dunsmore, young freshman, who's out there getting a little bit of work and continuing to play. These guys, that's a big thing for us, is getting some of these young guys reps like this so that they're ready when they get their number called here next year or a couple of years down the road. And that takes us to a final score mark of 51-7. On the evening, let's take a look at the stats. First downs, we had 17 first downs to their 13. We had a lot of big plays. Total offense, 425 to 151. We had 333 yards through the air, 92 on the ground. Our defense held Muskogee to only 72 yards rushing. Penalties, we had 8 for 90 yards. Felt like we were pretty clean for a couple, except for a couple dead ball penalties that we were working to get cleaned up. They had 5 penalties. Turnovers, we had 1 to their 3, so still winning that turnover margin. Passing, Mason Williams had another big night, 16-21 for 318 and 5 touchdowns. Young Corbin Steele, junior Corbin Steele, 1 of 3 for 15 yards and 1 touchdown. Rushing, Braylon Presley had 9 carries for 117 yards and 1 touchdown. Brennan Presley, big night, leading our wide receivers, 5 catches for 162 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's up for Tulsa World Player of the Week this week. Tyler Long, 2 for 48. Luke Krieger, 1 for 36. Clayton Barber, 3 for 26. Leading tackler on the evening, Brody Sarton, 10 tackles. He's leading the team in tackles. Clayton Barber with 5. Bear Daniel doing an excellent job from his outside linebacker position with 6. Nick Waddell with 5 tackles, and Ethan Hall, 1 tackle and 3 tackles for a loss. 1 sack and 3 tackles for a loss. So a lot of guys contribute, a lot of guys doing well.
And the stats provided, as always, by Primo Mitsubishi. So the Spartans wrap up the regular season. Now you're in playoff mode. You've got the Lawton Wolverines at Spartan Stadium, Lee Snyder Field, 7 o'clock on Friday night. What do they bring to the table?
Well, first thing you'll notice, they have the best offensive line that we've seen since we played Jinx week 1. They've got a guy that's a Division I player that's been offered by Iowa State, and I would say another tackle that does a really good job. They got a tailback that we saw all the way back in the 2016 state championship game. Miles Davis, just a good player, a great wide receiver they have as well. Defensively, they switched schemes, which is a little bit new. They're playing a 3-4 scheme. They maybe after week 1 or week 2, they switched up from their base 4-4 that they've run for years to a 3-4 defense. And so got a lot of things to prepare for. And, the finality of the playoffs always adds a little extra dimension to your preparation and to the feel of the game on Friday.
But it's great to have a home game, and hopefully you'll be practicing around the holidays.
Yes, that's always a goal of ours, to be practicing on Thanksgiving, because that means we're going to get to play in the state championship game.
So the Spartans at home against Lawton. That'll do it for this segment, and we'll come back and we'll have our Player of the Week.
For most buyers nowadays, energy efficiency is one of the top things on their list. At Roush Coleman, it's a top priority for us, and our customers are able to live in one of the most energy efficient new homes built. As a result of that, you're going to see that those utility bills are less than anything else you're going to see with a used home or an apartment that you live in.
Well, it's been a busy day of college football. Let's get caught up on the action. First up, Alabama. This play right here shows what eating chicken will do for you. Lots of broken tackles here. It's the chicken.
No idea what you're talking about.
Joey Galloway is here with chicken predictions.
My what?
Touchdown chicken.
Okay, are we filming right now?
Chicken, 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 chicken.
What is going on?
I don't know. Oh, that was weird.
New management.
Start your game day with the new Hash Brown Scramble Bowl from Chick-fil-A.
My dad's always saying a little extra effort now will really pay off later. Here's how you can put in just a little extra effort and help out our schools in a big way. Just switch your checking account to TTCU. It's easy. You get $150 just for switching. And every time you use your school pride card, TTCU donates to our schools. So far, over $1 million. They're the only ones doing that. So make the switch to TTCU and be the person who's making a difference for our schools.
Welcome back, and it's time for our Nowlin Orthodontics Player of the Week. And for this final week, we have a senior, Talon Javersack, senior defensive lineman, joins us on the show. Talon, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, bud. We'll talk about your future here in just a minute. Let's talk about some of the things that have gotten you to the point where you're looking at playing in college and your start to the season. Just kind of give us an overall grade, how you feel like you've started out and played the entire season personally.
Well, we have really great linebackers, so I know that demanding double teams, triple teams sets up open holes for those linebackers to make plays, and if I'm lucky enough, I'll make some plays too.
Well, tell me about when you started playing football.
Well, I moved to Bixby in 8th grade, played a year, and then I came back sophomore year, and I've just kept it rolling from there.
How do you feel about playing defense exclusively? Were you ever like an offensive player?
Well, I tried to play tight end sophomore year, and that didn't pan out very well, so I just stayed with D-line. And it's really fun playing defense.
Well, focusing on one area, I would imagine that gives you a chance to work out, all the details. How much have you learned over the time playing here in Bixby?
A lot, a good amount. Coach Clark, he was the defensive line coach when I started playing, and he taught me a lot as far as technique and how to use my strength to my ability of playing football. And then Coach Cherry came in this year, and he's taught me even more technique.
Well, strength, conditioning, how much of a part of your game has been preparing to play physically? A
huge part. I mean, being at that tone of in the game, whenever you have an offensive lineman starting to get tired and you're fine, I mean, that goes a long way.
Well, we said defensive lineman. We're going to break this up just a little bit. You play inside, nose guard, you played some defensive end. Your preference?
Well, defensive end, I mean, you typically get to make a lot more plays, but I honestly like nose guard a lot more. Because, I mean, whenever you're getting double teamed, triple teamed, I mean, and you're still able to push vertical as much as you do, I mean, it's fun.
Well, we can talk about the team overall. Obviously, you guys are really clicking offensively. Defensively, you may have even hit another level. This is just a completely dominant defense. How fun is it being a part of that?
It's just great. I mean, seeing that, I mean, we've gotten close to more than 2 shutouts. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I mean, our offense, it keeps inclining every game. And I mean, it's just, I'm really looking forward to the playoffs and to see where we go from there.
All right, starts this week, obviously. Before we get out of here, your future playing in college, what are your thoughts there?
I mean, I'll just be fortunate enough to go wherever I go, and I'm just thankful that God gave me the ability to play.
Well, you've had a great year so far, and we wish you the best. Talon, good to have you on the show, bud.
Thank you.
Talon Javersack, senior defensive lineman. We'll talk about the youth program when we come back.
Your home from the very start is on a very, very tight schedule. And what that ensures is that something's being done on your home every day. Quality is what our reputation is based on. It's the quality that people expect to get when they buy a home. It's the quality they expect to get when they're making the largest purchase of their life.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day. And our chicken is hand battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
For most buyers nowadays, energy efficiency is one of the top things on their list. At Roush Coleman, it's a top priority for us, and our customers are able to live in one of the most energy efficient new homes built. As a result of that, you're going to see that those utility bills are less than anything else you're going to see with a used home or an apartment that you live in.
It's time to talk youth football, and sponsored by Midwest Sporting Goods. Welcome back to the show. And we have the head man of the Indian Nations organization here in Bixby, John Naugle, joining us. John, good to have you.
Glad to be here.
All right, Championship Saturday upcoming. You got a lot of work on your plate, don't you?
We've got a lot of work to get ready for it.
Well, this is always a special time of the year, a lot of excitement. And how early does your day start?
Saturday morning, my day will start about 5:30 a.m. to get ready for it. First game will start at 8 o'clock a.m.
Games all day. And for the Bixby organization, we don't know how many teams are going to be in it at this point. We know that at least one of the 7th grade teams will be in because 2 of them are playing each other in the semifinal game.
That's correct.
Well, let's talk about Bixby overall, having so many guys go deep in the playoffs. How rewarding is that for you, being at the top of the organization?
It's great to be at the top of the organization, seeing how well the teams do. Right now, we put 7 teams in the playoffs, and we have 5 still holding in there. So.
Well, there's a lot of involvement from the community, a lot of involvement. The high school obviously supports. The whole school system really is involved in this, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I mean, we have great support from the high school down to the coaches of the high school varsity, and the athletic department is great to have so much support.
Well, tell me about running an organization like this, because we want to talk about you personally, John. But there's a lot of preparation, a lot of organization has to go into that. What all the community support that you do have, you have to be the man that makes everything happen.
Yeah, I mean, we start off with basic sign-ups in April, and it just goes from there. It starts off as a huge mess, and it all comes together when we start playing games. So.
How long ago did you take over the reins?
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
And how long do you see yourself running as the president overall?
At least 2 more years until I get somebody in that can take over for me.
All right. Well, I imagine it's been a lot of fun. You've coached your son through the program, and we wish you the best on Saturday.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. That does it for the show. It's John Naugle with the Indian Nations here in Bixby, and the championship game's coming up on Saturday. Playoff start for the Spartans, of course, at home on Friday night, 7 o'clock at Lee Snyder Field, Spartan Stadium, against the Lawton Wolverines. We'll see you next time.
The Bixby Football Coaches Show is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken. Primo Mitsubishi, where the value always exceeds price. Midwest Sporting Goods. Put some Midwest best on you. Roush Coleman Homes. Improving quality of life, one home at a time. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love for the game. Now in Orthodontics. Live life smiling. Hot Coffee Design. Find us at hotcoffeedesign.com. Advanced Plastics. Building partnerships through willingness, versatility, and knowledge. Car Country by Nelson, where you'll be treated like a superstar. Billings Construction Group. Our service is unequal. Western Sun Federal Credit Union. TTCU, the credit union. Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Patrick Alford. Matthews Ford. Fleming Construction. Tulsa Bone and Joint. Roofscapes. And by Baker Pools.